This is your daily debrief. It's 21st of Feb, and this is a long form edition, starting with J.U.P. So this is very, very important, but at 3 p.m. today, your J.U.P. planetary call awaits. So this is led by Cryptic and Cash, and this is all related to the LFG Launchpad and the J.U.P. related initiatives. You do need to actually register for this, and then it's just a Zoom call. There's probably going to be a couple of hundred people there, but I definitely suggest you actually joining 3 p.m. GMT or UTC time. If you have a MadLad, check your MadLad and you will see you have a whitelist token. The speculation's pretty simple at this point. Basically, Amani has hinted at MadLads having a second collection. So there's going to be a decent amount of demand for this, and as such, the price is around 200 SOL, just a lot of demand heading this way. Some people are for it, some people are against it. Personally, if it grows the pie, go for it. I don't own any MadLads, and if I could get a whitelist token, I would mint and I would hold the project. Later today, Assetdash is launching exclusively on Tensor their Elements collection. So you get an Element by burning your Vanta NFT. Here's a little TLDR, but I've already covered this before. This is the first collection minted with the WNS standard. It's a PFP, it's pixel art by Michelangelo, and of course Assetdash actually has massive product market fit. Portfolio tracking, I love it. Airdrop and points tracking, very good. Best reward system in crypto. I haven't actually done very well with this, but it's there, it exists. Learn to earn, this is good as well. The innovative token swap experience with SuperSwap, I covered this the other day. It's a 0.65% fee, so just keep that in mind. But you do get WEN tokens and also like points and so many more high impact transactional features launching in 2024, which I have no idea about, but sounds good. If you have a Claynos and want to know how they're made, 12 p.m. Eastern time, Clayno Discord, all holders welcome. So I imagine it will be gated just to holders that have verified with Metrica, but this could be good to watch if you're interested. BONK, the Year of the Dragon. So I mentioned this quite a few times, and I'm going to try and repeat some things more regularly in case you do miss one of my videos, but try not to miss anything just because there's just so much news on Solana. It's too hard to cover it all, and I probably can't repeat things too often. But if you staked more than 1 million BONK before the 20th, then you end up being able to build your BONK Dragon. So we don't have any information on this, but basically go to bonkdragon.com and start by putting the address you used to lock your BONK in BONK Rewards. And basically you have all these different attributes. And as you get more and more, then you're good to go. And you have to do things throughout the next year, which will hopefully build your dragon, and then you'll get some sort of rewards. So a healthy BONK dragon is capable of many things. The dog, BONK, encourages taking special care of your BONK dragon year-round to ensure it's in peak condition. BONK Dragon is brought to you by BONK DAO. So this is very simple. Go, paste in your address or any address, submit, and you can see I've got 3 unlocked attributes. Gunny from Hero Network is basically saying PepperDEX is spicy. From my understanding, the incentives to participate are guaranteed to be extra spicy. Close beta coming in T-2 weeks. So Hero is the infrastructure of perps for certain dApps. So perps are used by Drift and numerous other ones. They have their own system, but then Hero basically developed a system which is used by BONK, Guacamole, quite a few others. I'm just not really in the perps game. And now PepperDEX is using them. So I haven't played on it or haven't seen anything. The alpha is very, very simple. It's basically participate in the PepperDEX Discord if you're interested in becoming part of our upcoming close beta. So look, I'm just going to go and speculate here. This is a community-driven perpetuals and expiring futures DEX platform, trade and earn on-chain powered by Hero Network. Something like this, if you're early, if you use the product, if you like the product, if you give feedback, maybe, just maybe, they're going to have a token in the future. I imagine any dApp that wants to be really competitive will. Maybe there's an airdrop. Now, I'm just saying that because people are interested in airdrops, but to be perfectly honest, there's a lot more ways to extract value than just airdrop farming. I'm just mentioning it for those that are interested in this. And I think that's fine because quite often you can give a whole lot of feedback and you get nothing for it. So at least in this way, maybe give a whole lot of feedback, you improve some things, you have a bit of fun, you make some money, fingers crossed, and then maybe you get an airdrop. Who knows? Siggy likes to cover Star Atlas and he's covering Crew. So there's heaps of information here. I tried to get into Star Atlas a while ago. I'm certainly keen for them to build and build and build, but it was way too complicated for me initially. That just means that I didn't have enough time for it. When it's this kind of game like this that's properly shipped, it's going to be a lot easier. I'm referring to an on-chain mechanism of going and mining. It was this 2D game, and it was a little bit difficult for me. So if you're interested in this, you can follow Siggy, or you can follow Metaverse Explorer. Metaverse Explorer, Leon, he's a big fan of Star Atlas, so you can watch his stuff if you can. Kamino Finance is heating up. This is pretty damn impressive. Over 15,000 votes, and they're just asking for the token ticker. KMNO is in the lead considerably. It's kind of the obvious play there. But this is some crazy engagement. Of course, it's an airdrop related thing, but nevertheless, they've grown and grown and grown. So really, really cool. However, I just want to mention something just to keep everyone just familiar and just safe. So basically, I've covered Kamino Finance in plenty of tutorials, and you can go and search them on my YouTube. One thing at the moment is multiply is not worth the effort. So I would not participate in this. So I've covered how to do it, so I'm not going to cover that here. But basically, the APY, maybe it's okay now. Sorry, let's go to borrow lend. Nah, I don't think it's worth it. So let's go to JTO. JTO is my favorite liquid staking token. And okay, so it says the APY is 8.42%, which is fine. Pretty decent. It's a little bit more than normal staking. However, at the moment, the actual cost to borrow SOL is very, very high. Actually, it's normally worth your effort if the cost to borrow SOL is like 5 or 6% or less. But as it starts to creep up, then it's not worth your effort. So I'll show you. Borrow lend. The borrow APY at the moment is 7.45% because they need a lot more liquidity in here in terms of deposits for this to basically go down. So because you can stake it for like 7.8%, probably the go is just stake it. Stake it with validator.com, of course. And if you want to DeFi with it, then grab some JTO SOL. So because this is so high, and because, although it says it's pretty decent, sorry, wrong field. It says it's pretty decent here with the APY. I just don't think, maybe there's a reward boost. No. I mean, you're earning points here, so that would probably be the only thing. But in reality, it's not actually a winning arrangement at the moment. There's too much liquidation risk. It's not worth the effort. Now, if SOL on Kamino Finance does fall down, then fine. If this comes down to like 3, 4, 5%, completely fine. But at the moment, it's just too high. Next up, we've got FluxBeam DEX. So I'll cover this in the future. In the meantime, it's a pretty cool DEX, and it basically looks after all the token 22 standard. So FluxBeam, their actual token, Burnsy, and there's a host of other ones. I'm just not super familiar with them yet. But all of this technology essentially relates to token extensions. And once again, something I'm not as familiar with that I would like to be. Mainly because being built. So they have a hackathon with over $25,000 in prizes to basically work on producing these extensions. So this is now started, and winners will be announced May 1st, 2024. So if you've got the skills to pay the bills, jump in. Also, FluxBeam has a bot similar to BONK bot, but it can snipe. And if you know what that means, fantastic, go check it out. If you don't know what it means, I'll cover it in another video. Now quickly, let's just have a quick look at prices. So Ethereum's actually over $3,000. So I'm anticipating a little bit of attention to go to this ecosystem. I don't know for how long, but just because it's climbed 14% in a week, which is solid. Solana's still doing well, slightly down, but of course, Solana's doing very, very well. And if we have a look at what's been trending over the last 7 days, WorldCoin, but more so decentralized, DePIN kind of things, and AI things. Fetch AI, Arweave, Filecoin, Render, and there's other stuff as well, of course. Cash, this is also DePIN, so this is something to keep an eye on. And because it's such a DePIN narrative, and because DePIN, decentralized infrastructure, artificial intelligence, GPU, rendering, all that sort of stuff, because it's so hot, like as an example, Sam Altman, the guy behind ChatGPT, he's looking to raise $7 trillion to build AI computer chips. $7 trillion, I think. Maybe I'll just fact check that. Okay, yep, Sam Altman's $7 trillion chip dream. Bold vision or delusional fantasy. I don't have any more information other than that. This is the same guy that's behind WorldCoin as well. So I bring this up because we know that Gaimin has GMRX token coming. It's going to be launched soon. We also know that owning an NFT gets an allocation of GMRX token. And also, CoinMarketCap is not normally my go-to, CoinGecko is, but I'm starting to use this more and more. And especially if it gives us the option or the ability to try and get some of these tokens by participating in a learn event or something like that. But I like Gaimin. I do. I have some of these NFTs. I bought them pre-sale. If you want to grab some, completely up to you. We can see the price has been good. They sold back down here when I think the pre-sale cost was like 80 USDC. They came up, down. They didn't really go very low. And then they shot up to around almost 5 sol. And now that they're back around 4 sol with 3.78. I think most people understand the value is the token. So the buying and holding, there's not a crazy amount of sales in the last 7 days. Although then again, all-time sales, 10,000. So it's doing well. On the subject of repeating myself, FlexLend, go and watch this video that I made. It's very, very simple. Basically, you can route your USDC or your USDT or other tokens, but they're the main ones, the stable coins, to different dApps automatically, and you can earn the best yield. So Solend is sometimes over 100% APY. MarginFi has some high rates as well, but basically you can farm points and you get the points and you also get the decent yield if you're with MarginFi or Kamino Finance, which is just behind the man. Now on to JTO. So Maker JTO Rewards have landed on Phoenix Trade. I've done a tutorial on Phoenix Trade, and if we go check them out, you can see 2,500 JTO will be distributed weekly to active market makers on Phoenix's JTO USDC market. So the majority of people that are going to chew through this will of course be, market makers. So I'm not necessarily telling you to go and market make over here. If you're just a normal person, this is not really of any interest to you. What I guess is of interest is the fact that JTO rewards are going out. JTO is becoming more and more popular. I would try to have some JTO. I would, and I do. I would be using JTO in DeFi if I was you. Not financial advice, of course, but basically use JTO. They're growing and growing. I need to cover a little bit on the whole JTO MEV and all that sort of stuff. They basically have a $450 million treasury, and you can use that for public goods if you have enough JTO tokens to obviously make a proposal, etc., etc. But my actionable is go and get some JTO in your wallet. I think they're going to cook and produce some epic things in the coming few months. Next up, Portal's Speedrunner 133 launches tomorrow. We've teamed up with Atarix on a 48-hour speed running competition. Exclusive avatars will be going out to all our DRiP House subscribers. Top 10 finishers will all receive game codes for Atari's Mr. Run and Jump on Steam. So, DRiP. DRiP is so amazing. Honestly, if you haven't signed up to DRiP, do so now. I will put out a decent tutorial, but it'll be more for, your Web2 friends, just to get them in. So go and subscribe. This is just a tutorial wallet. Just be aware that's one account per person. I'm hoping that I'll be safe showing you this, and, I think I'll be okay. But it's one account per person. My other account is another one. So go and subscribe to Portals. And what you have to do is you have to go and you have to claim every 6 hours. You don't have to do it every 6 hours, but maybe you want to jump in every day and claim some droplets. You can also buy some droplets, and that would be my suggestion if you want to throw in a few dollars and then just go and throw the love back at different creators. Go and thank them. I showed you this yesterday, but I'm just a reminder here. I'm just going to point this out quite quickly here. So DGen Poet, I am not subscribed on this tutorial account, but these one-of-ones, so anyone that basically thanks goes into the draw to get a one-of-one. These are selling for thousands of dollars. Like, he's a really famous artist. So go and thank, but more it's really about, of course, just growing your art on chain. And it's really cool. So give it a go, and I will cover this in more detail when I've got some time. Concerning DRiP, they are just pushing out so many tweets that's kind of hard to keep on top of all the art. So maybe spend a little bit of time there, but you can basically see the art game is just firing. This means, in my opinion, that the number of artists that will flock to Solana will be insane. The quality art will be increasing and increasing. And of course, people are going to go to other chains as well. But in terms of NFT potential, this is where the party's going to be at. Also, Pith Network. First pith drop on DRiP House in a week. What will it be? Wrong answers only. So let's go back to DRiP and let's go search for pith, find them, make sure you're subscribed, and then await their drop. I don't think you're going to get any pith tokens or anything like that. Not everything is about airdrops, but pith, I think, will overtake Chainlink, and I want to see what kind of art they're going to produce. Also, yesterday I mentioned this from Hazy Arts. You should be able to go and claim it here. I've already claimed it here, of course. And I said I'll mention how you play the game, or how do you actually can potentially win 10,000 USDC. So it's very simple. If you want to, you can go and purchase one of these. It's 0.75 Sol. I don't know if there's any left. I haven't done any proper research, to be honest. And we'll connect our wallet. We'll see how many are left. Okay, so there's 1,710 remaining, and I don't really know a whole lot about it. It's a game, though, so you can go and play the game, and by playing the game, you will be able to earn some points, and it's a game about weed, becoming a weed tycoon. Of course, you can just go and participate by clicking here, putting in the details, and joining the sweepstakes. I think that's enough alpha for today. We'll catch you in the next video.